All right, what is up? In this video, just gonna be showing you guys how to make creatives. Last video showed you guys just how you can do product research on Kalo data. Yes, there's other product research methods, obviously, but in this video, just gonna be showing you guys how to make creatives when you first get started testing. What I like to do when I first get started testing. Now, just premise what you guys can do if you're a little bit more experienced, and what I kind of recommend as well is when you see a niche or product already currently doing really well and you want to just tap into it, go ahead and go get custom content right from the get go. The likelihood of success is a little bit higher. For me, even nowadays, I still like to run with rip content in the beginning. Okay, we're talking 1 to 2 weeks, possibly 3 weeks, but really, realistically, by the second week, you should already see what's working, so you can go get custom content, and you'll be good to go. And then so you can actually start pushing scale. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to show you the entire process of what I do when I just launch my creatives, and yeah, how I found the creatives and how to edit them, etc. So yeah, let's hop right into it. So from the last video, what we talked about with this product, I'm going to go ahead and just simply start pulling the content from here. What I like to do is come over the last 180 days. And so when you do the last 180 days, what this is going to do is go ahead and populate the videos with the most amount of views and revenue source. This video, this first page, you're going to have the most amount of views and the revenue generated from it, right? So you want to go ahead and pull those. That's what I'm doing. I've been pulling those. I like to get around 20 to 30 of these clips. And realistically, when you do this, a lot of guys, when they first start testing, if they're just being lazy, they just rip from the first page and call it good to go. The highest likelihood of success, what you guys want to do is go ahead and take a handful of these videos that are decently doing well, and then keep on going down the pages. Now, as you get down further into the pages, like around page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, the quality of content is going to drop dramatically, right? And so when you do that, you want to go ahead and you have to watch every single video after you get down to the last handful of tabs. Okay. The reason for that, again, here, like the revenue source. So these aren't really validated videos. However, what you're doing is pulling content that just obviously demonstrates the product, and it's relatively good content. If you guys don't know what good content is or what good ads are, it's going to be a little bit harder to do. That's why beginners normally just rip the 1 to 2 tabs, because it simply just shows the revenue source and how well it's actually doing. And that's good for now, and I'll show you what to do in the next steps. All right, cool. So once you've already got the content from Kalo Data that are a decent handful of really good creatives or good content, you can run those as is without editing for sure. What I like to do, I like to split up the ad account, and I like to launch with like around 10 creatives, possibly 15. I notice when you go above 15 during testing and you're only spending $100 a day, it kind of bogs down the ad account a bit. I'm doing other testing and stuff with amount of creatives, just see what's really the sweet spot. Me personally, I've always seen the best when it comes to around that 5 to 10 creative mark. You can do more, you can do less. I wouldn't really recommend less than 5. You're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And so 5 pieces of content is going to be pretty much just straight ripped without anything crazy going on. Okay. Maybe I'll add a few text overlays, stuff like that. And then my other 5 videos are going to be edited content. Now, what I like to do is really just change up the hook, right? I'm going to add some sounds overlays. I'm going to do a lot of before and afters in my edited content, just really hitting on the before and afters, right? And so if you have a product that's before and after heavy, so let's say it's weight loss, let's say it's beauty, let's say, I guess fashion as well, you kind of just want to show that before and after effect immediately. That's going to pique people's interest and want them to go ahead and stick around and see what you're actually showing. Okay. So what I like to do is just go over to TikTok. Okay. Just type in your product before and after. Again, if it's not before and after product, you don't have to do this step. But I like just to look at viral content that's already on TikTok that's not really being pushed with paid ads, and just see if we can actually add it into our creatives and make them look a little bit better. Okay. And so what I like to do is realistically you want stuff with a lot of likes, but then also not just likes, but views as well. But for me, you can't just go off of that. So like for instance, like this, like I wouldn't use that. Let's scroll down. That's even though the product isn't exactly selling, it's still the same result, right? And so it's fine. You probably wouldn't want to show that product, but you want to show her spraying it, right? That's fine to do. Come through here. So also when you are making your creatives and you're using a customer avatar, someone who's going to be buying your product, you want to make sure that's represented in the actual creatives themselves. So if a majority of our creatives are younger women, okay, and that's who you really want to be targeting, or around that 30 year 30 mark, obviously you have to do deep research on the actual product itself and who's the actual customer avatar, but making sure the messaging is correct, okay, obviously with the verbiage you're using in the creative, but then also with the people you're using in your creatives as well. Now, as you see here with this video, it's a older lady, which is fine. But if you want to go ahead and test with an older demographic in your creatives, it has to be solely for that older demographic. You don't want old, you don't want young in there. You want to split it up. That's what I like to do when I'm testing, just so I can really see who's actually buying the product, what customer demographic really speaks to the audience, and so we can tailor our creatives towards there. Now, don't get me wrong, you definitely can't have younger and older women in there to show that, like, hey, everyone can use it. But from my experience, whenever you do that and you open that range of, hey, everyone can use this, normally the creators perform worse because if you're speaking to everyone, you're not really speaking to anyone. If that makes sense. So, if this product is tailored towards a women that are in their 30s, you want mostly women in their 30s, maybe early 40s. And now, if it's an older demographic, you're going for 45 plus, then you want an older women in there as well. Okay. So, but for this instance, we're just sticking to around the mid 30s to early 40s mark. If some younger women are in there, that's fine as well. Okay. So, with this video, Um, when you're taking content for testing, make sure it's not from the brand's page. I normally don't like to do that. Yeah, we're taking it from Kalo data. That's fine. But whenever I'm doing my edits, I kind of want more organic style content for the just for the initial hooks, right? Uh, maybe I might take this one. I don't like it that much, to be honest, but it's not too bad. Throw this in another tab and go back. I would also recommend doing this on your phone as well. On desktop, normally when you're on your phone, you can go ahead and sort through the three dots on the right. You go ahead and click that, and you can filter out the videos with the most likes and engagement, and it'll show you content that's readily available for your product that has the highest likelihood of success when it comes to ads because it's already decently gone viral. Now, again, just because it's viral on TikTok doesn't mean it's going to perform well as a creative, but we are simply just using this for our edits. Okay, that's fine. And then you just want to go ahead and pull. I would recommend pull like around 10 to 15 of these clips that you can use as your hooks, and you should be good to go. Now, the next one, what you want to do, come over to here. This is just SSTick. Obviously, a lot of you guys already know this, but go ahead and just copy the URL, slap it in here, and it's going to go ahead and download. It's going down, download the creative without the watermark, and you'll be good to go. All right. So in the next step, what we're going to be doing with our edit to the content. Now you don't have to do this with the raw content you're just ripping from Kalo data. I like to do a respond to comment over the actual overlay of the video itself, and this will just be the fast around 3 to 5 second mark. A lot before and after is around like 2 to 3, and this text overlay is going to either be a question that people have, or it's going to basically try to gather their attention into the video so they actually see what's going on, and so they continue watching the creative. I've seen really just respond to text is honestly one of the better ones I've been using for a very long time, for the last like year or so, and it just keeps on working. So this is what I like to do. But obviously before this, so this platform is just called Talk Comment. It basically will generate a fake TikTok comment that you'll throw over your video. Okay. So before we actually go ahead and write it, now you can't go in there and write and be like, oh my God, the spray is amazing. Cool. That's not really hitting on any pain points that the customers actually have. And so what I like to do, I like to feed chat a lot of information about my product, and basically have chat write some decently good copy that will go ahead and entice people to keep on, one, read it, and then keep on watching the video itself. Okay. So I come over to chat, and then I go ahead and I just upload some information about my product, and I tell it to go ahead and understand my product through and through. Okay. Okay, so we're going to let chat do this, and we'll come back to it when it's done. All right, cool, that's done. Let's see what chat spits it out. That's fine. Then what I'll tell chat is, okay, now just give me a username that I can use in it. Okay, so we go over to talk comment. We go ahead and place this in here. That's fine. Okay. And then username, put in there. And then for the photo itself, we're going to just do female. That's fine. It doesn't matter too much with the actual photo itself. And we're going to click download. Cool. I'm going to do this one more time. Now, what I like to do is in the comment itself is actually hit on a big pain point that the customers have. This one, there's not too many. This one's kind of, I'm lazily doing it, to be honest. But what I like to do is have a really big pain problem in the actual comment itself, so it really does hook people in. Honestly, we can just use the same one. That's fine. Download. People's pain points. Now let's see what the new comments are saying. All right, make it sound more human. All right, now after it populates the more pain point oriented, I'm going to take a look. So I don't really like any of these. To be honest, they're not that good. How's this not viral already? That's fine. Download that. This one's more pain oriented, which is good. And we're going to do one more. This one's fine. And download it. Okay, so now we have the content from Kalo data that's pulled. We have our hooks that we can use that we pulled organically from TikTok. Now we have our comments that we can overlay on the actual video. Now we're going to take all that and throw it into CapCut, and we'll do that. Also, what I highly recommend as well is you can pull you can go ahead on TikTok itself and go over to the trending sounds. I like, see whatever your customer demographic is. I like to find a sound or a song that's associated with it, and so you can have it in the background as well. It works really well, so I highly recommend having that. And then what you can do is download it from TikTok into CapCut, and then you can extract the audio and then overlay it. I would recommend using edits of the sound, not the actual sound itself, because you don't want copyright infringement. So as long as it's actually an edit, and so you should be in the clear. Again, do what you want with that information. That's what I like to do. Please make sure it's an edit, and so it's not the actual audio itself, so you don't have any issues. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys when we start editing this stuff. Sweet. So after we went ahead and did that, now we can just look at the creative that is made. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but so basically what we're doing here, just took an audio that's somewhat trending. It's really, honestly, it's kind of an old song, but whatever, it's fine. This is just for demoing purposes. So go ahead and did this, showing the before and after right away. Okay. Multiple people are using it, and then it hops right into a testimonial. Now, what you can do in the future, like if this, let's say this creative works, right? What I would do, I would go back and add more B roll into this actual creative. But this is really all you really need for testing, right? So it's enough to get people's attention. They're like, hey, wait, multiple people are seeing results. And then it goes right into a testimonial. And again, it has the audio behind it as well with a trending song. So yeah, this is how to make testing creatives. Now, you can definitely scale with these creatives if you want to. In my opinion, it's not the best. You want to go ahead and test. This gives you a decent runway to test. And then whenever you get into actually scaling the products, maybe next video I can talk about actually how to script your custom creatives, how to create briefs for your creative strategists and video editors, stuff like that. This is simply for testing. Please don't get that mixed up. This is strictly for testing. Okay. But yeah, have fun with this. This will work for you guys. I constantly use this. A lot of people, what they do, they like to go like full, just kind of crazy mode and write their own scripts when they first launch and everything. To be honest, it's really about speed, and it should be like the right types of products you guys are picking. It should be a product that's very easily demonstratable, so you don't need complex scripts. Whenever you have to add more complex scripts, the likelihood of success honestly kind of goes down, especially from, let's say beginner to intermediate guys who've, maybe never pushed any kind of revenue before, or you guys have pushed, at least six figures, right? You're just complicating the entire process when you don't need to. Dumb it down, show before and afters, hit them with a testimonial, and you're going to make 10 different variations of this. So 10 different creatives, and it gives you a higher likelihood of success. Now, again, once the product works, then you want to go ahead and get your own UGC, write your own scripts and briefs, start hiring video editors, creative strategists, etc. Maybe in the next video, if you guys want, let me know. I can definitely make a video on how to actually create really good, unique scripts with a high likelihood of chance of successful working. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this. Also, if you guys have any recommendations for videos you guys want to see, let's say like breaking down funnels, more advanced creatives, how to make really good image ads as well, how to hire team members, etc., let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to help. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.